So guys, in this part we are going to work on flipping of our player. So let's go inside of our script. In the top we need to add a new variable or some new variables. Here I'm going to write public float. I'm going to call it flip force. Then under our bool, also I need another private bool, call it flipping. Then we need two float value, so also private float, call it flip duration, and as a default I'm going to put it 8 divided by 14, and because it's a float I'm going to put f here, also f here. Then also private float flip current time. So now let's go inside of our update. We are going to write if our player is flipping. That means if the flipping is true, then we want to flip current time plus equal to time dot delta time. Then another if flip current time is becoming bigger than flip duration, then we want to reset the timer. So flip current time is equal to 0. So that means when we are flipping, then we are going to add time to our flip time, the current time, and when the current time reaches to the flip duration, maximum amount of flip duration, then we are going to stop flipping. We are going to stop it and we are going to reset the timer. So now let's go under that. Here we are writing if input dot get key down this time we are going to use the left shift so, and also when we are not flipping, because we don't want to flip 2 times, so we want to be sure that we are not flipping. Here behind that, be sure that you use a not flipping. And also we need, and that's all for now, that's all. So then here we need to add a force to our flipping. So first we need to make that flipping to be true. Then we need to set the animator. And after that, rv.velocity is equal to new vector2, here flip direction, Philippe and duration, but why is our Philippe direction? I didn't add it, I think. So it's a facing direction. So then we need Philippe force, and after that we don't want any changes at x, so at y, so rb dot velocity dot y, so no changes at y position, just at x position. So now let's save it. Going back to the game, let's change give the value of 6. So now let's go inside of our animations. Here I'm going to use the Philippe, or I'm going to use one of these all one or all two. So I'm going to use this one. We name it to Philippe. So now from the Philippe, I'm going to make a transition to idle, and from any state, going to Philippe. So now here we need a parameter, but this time I'm going to use a trigger, call it Philippe. So when we call that Philippe, we want to go to this animation, and we don't want any exit time and also no transition duration. And from the back also as well, we don't want any exit time, transition duration to be 0. So now let's go inside of our script. Here under that, anim.setTrigger, the name of that trigger, call it Philippe. So now we can save it. Let's go and see everything's work fine. So I think I write it with a small f. So let's check it again. Yep. Need to make a big one, big F. So now let's save it. So going to play. So when I'm going to use the shift, we are going to flip, but the problem is that we are staying at flip duration. It's because we don't have any exit timer. And here, as soon as it's going to end, we need to exit it to idle. So here, let's click on exit time. At this line here, we don't need, but at this one, we need the exit timer. So now we flip and then back to idle. So now we need to make that bool also to false as well. So we need to go back to our player controller, and where we are going to visit our timer. Here also flipping is equal to be false. So guys, now let's save it and test it. So here we have the flip force at 6. So we are going to play. Now we should be able to flip and coming back to idle. Nice, but the problem that right now we are not going to move at X because already we have the movement at 1 at X position, so it doesn't allow us to so move our body at rolling position. So we need to check when we are at the walking, we are not rolling, also at the same time at jumping. So here when we are not flipping, and also inside of our jump as well, when inside of the jump we are grounded, and also we are not in the flipping, same as movement. Here we want to move the player when we are not flipping. So if we are not flipping, then let's put that there. So now let's save it and check if it's working. So now I'm going to click the button Shift. So now it's working and we are flipping at with the flip force of 6. Means now when I'm going to there, it's becoming more. So nice. So now our flipping also work as well. But now because the flip force I made it at 6. So and guys, before we are going to finish the video, just I noticed that I did a mistake. So here we are going to flip, but the problem is that you need to change that to here is also not. So here issue it's not, because if it's with the flipping to be true, then we are not going to jump as well. So we are just staying on the ground and we are not able to jump. So now let's test it for the last time to see if everything works fine. So when you are not flipping, you are able to flip and you are able to jump, flip, jump, and flip. Nice. Now everything's work fine. So the flipping also work fine. And if we are going to play a controller, so you can see that here we need to avoid when we are not in the flipping mode, we are able to push the button space, and same as walking. When we are not flipping, we are able to walk. So that is really important that we do these changes. See you guys now in the next video.